This game looks great, but the Steam page could be better. Let's dive in. Now we're talking. This is a polished product with market fit and experience backing the idea. First of all, we're talking roguelite. Huge replayability, meaning that influencers can make lots of content. What I'm not 100% certain is the co-op part. I am and always will be against multiplayers. It's just an additional barrier for you to tackle. Yes, there are many people who will buy the game because their friends bought it, which works in your favor, but it's also stopping people who play let me solo her style. Here we don't really have this problem since you can actually play in single player mode, so good job there. Also, we have a combination of dungeon crawler and shoot 'em up. Maybe not top genres, but definitely not dead or oversaturated. Market fit? Yes. Let's look at the capsule. I kinda like it and kinda don't. We have amazing colors, readable logo, but when we look at the characters, especially in smaller resolutions, it might be hard to read. Just to be sure, I will recommend running some A/B tests with a simpler capsule with a single point of focus. Key art wise, this is good and will make for a good thumbnail. On Steam though, not so sure. Let's have a look at the good stuff. Trailer. You know what I think about placing your studio's logo there. First 5 seconds are for the hook. First scene tells me it's a multiplayer, most likely co-op, since the characters aren't fighting nor arguing, and you again put your logo there. So the actual first scene is a guy running with "Start your career" text. This isn't very catchy. And then we have "Explore with your friends." This doesn't look like a trailer, more like a pitch, but on Steam, you need a trailer. 11 seconds. Now we have the meat. Only 1/6 of your video passed. Instantly moved into Mod Your Soul when you already have a UI element which tells Soul Modder. We have a shot of action and we're back to the Soul Modder. And again, shot of action and Soul Modder. This is repetitive and might discourage viewers. The message we might receive is there wasn't enough content, I needed to repeat. Steam page is about showing depth and you can't allow yourself to repeat stuff. I see what you were going for. I'd rather show it in a progressive way. First, you lock one part. Some action and progression, you add second part to the first one. Again, action and progression. You add the third part, action, then you show or change it all. And then you remove the first 3 parts to put 4 new ones and show some crazy massacre. I do recommend investing in a voice actor to say what you're writing. This will make your game look more valuable, especially since you're going to run a Kickstarter campaign. You can find someone cheap on Fiverr or any other freelancer website. This looks almost like a social media post, not a part of a trailer. Overall, this is still a pretty solid trailer, even without the hook, the repetitiveness, and the text. Here's what you can do to improve it. End slate. Make it longer, it looks cool, let people enjoy it. Use only one call to action, choose which one is more important to you, most likely the Kickstarter one, and make it bigger and more visible. You could darken the background and slow down the animation to make more room for it. Get yourself a hook and use it. Your logo during the end slate is enough. Think one more time about what makes your game special. It's a roguelite co-op, that already happened, but the changing classes mid-fight is cool. Try building a story around that. You mentioned exploring. This is risky unless you really have a lot to show. But focus more on the action. Exploring still should be somewhere later in the trailer, or just show lots of locations and don't highlight it at all. Unless your exploration means diving into the lore of the world and discovering something, then show that too. Your characters have abilities. Show those more and add more impact. Some are really cool. This one is my favorite. Show the ultimate distraction. Try making the trailer more like one single piece instead of having multiple elements joined together. Let's have a look at screenshots. They are good, but there's too many of them and the order is wrong. First picture must show the most of the gameplay. If your gameplay consists of 80% fighting, 15% changing classes and evolving, and 5% character customization, that's more or less the ratio you should show in your marketing materials. Use only screenshots with different grounds. Do not repeat. Repetition is the opposite of depth. Your first screenshot shows a part of modding that wasn't in the trailer. This is a mistake. You've shown the Soul Thingy 4 or 5 times instead of going deeper. This is a design thing, but please try making playable characters' bars different. You have different characters, so maybe some could be powered by energy, yellow bar, and of course progression, more health or mana. It's important to show progress even with such tiny details. Yeah, there are people who would say, who cares? No one sees it. Don't trust those people. We're making decisions. subconsciously, and our brain sees way more than we acknowledge. That's why those tiny details are important. Now, into the description we go. I don't recommend using lingo typical for your game, as usually it sparks confusion, but in your case, it's clear and quite justified. So I'd go in this direction. What you do: embark on missions and defeat monsters. How you do it: use guns, scythes, blades, and powerful abilities. What's special? Experience total freedom by adapting your character and playstyle during combat. What for and call to action: to become the greatest freelancer. If you have enough room, you can include a where, randomly generated dungeons or location, or any other good word. Make it sound good and this will work. I would resign from saying my game is a co-op roguelike with. This just doesn't scream action. Long description time. We are met with a rather big chunk of text. You mentioned that you customize your character pre-battle and then that you can do it at any time. This is unclear. Also, it feels like you just listed what makes your game fun to later put that again into a dedicated paragraph. Either make 2-3 short sentences explaining what your game is, roguelite with single and co-op mode, shmoop, etc., or go straight into the first paragraph. You used some flavor text. They are alright for your narrative and style. They work fine. Make some custom headers. They will look so much nicer. Begin with action. Random weapon sting, enemies, locations. Then go into soul modding. Then into single or co-op. It's important to sneak in the information that the game is as good solo as it is in multiplayer. If you notice that the page is becoming too crowded, just use this info somewhere sooner and skip the paragraph. Then into the NPCs and the affinity system with the inclusion of your base management. I'm assuming it's somewhat similar to Hades. Remove the character customization. It's not enough compared to other features to be on your Steam page. Your first 2 GIFs look cool and later it becomes more meh. The 5th one is static. Make them all GIFs and keep them fun. Sexy demon lady is a must. You can keep the banner for your Kickstarter, just don't split attention. Don't mention the socials. Now the tags. More like this show a lot of games that are a bit more serious, similar genres, but the art doesn't fit. Try getting close to games like Rotwood, Castle Crashers, maybe even Hades. Usually players are split between stylish graphics and realistic one. So it's better to stick to your style. This way you will reach more people who are actually interested in your game. Okay, that's a lot of talking. For extra feedback, I must add that I didn't see any bosses, and you can't have a dungeon without a boss fight. So be sure to have and show that. You're preparing for Kickstarter? Well, good luck with that. Do your research, as this is something ridiculously difficult to achieve on your first try. Don't launch without having a huge community which will reach your goal day one. Your game looks fun and it already shows a lot of depth, so I'm not really worried. Just don't do stuff too early, leverage all the opportunities and you'll be good.